after acupuncture. My check-in post little work session at the coffee shop it was fun. I got to talk about my history thesis, but I didn't get as much done as I wanted. The Wi-Fi was way too slow, so I need to not really ever expect to get online work done at a coffee shop unless I'm real confident the Wi-Fi is strong. I did do some good brainstorming. I did have some great new ideas coming through. I'm super pumped about what's coming through. So yeah, lots and lots of downloads, and like I said, fun talking about my thesis. The manager of the shop heard that I wrote my thesis about the area, and he was like, "Can I read it?" I'm like, I gotta find it, but yeah, I would love for you to read it. So Jeanette's just gotta cross the street and come get in the car. Oops, I'm kind of in the street. I need to park better. Park a little better, so I'm not in the road. Hi, honey. How are you?
It's not a fit night out for man or beast.
Okay, it's not a fit night out for man or beast. You're right. Do you want some dates and almond butter on our drive?
Look what I got.
Oh, I've never read that. You ever read it?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah? I look forward to hearing more about it.
So two lovely young men walked past me in their sweater shirts, and I'm like, you guys need raincoats.
Oh, they didn't have raincoats. Oh no.
They have raincoats on.
Oh, were they the really young men, out on their first to kind of
first mission?
Yeah.
For the
Those
Latter-day
little dorks.
Saints.
Dorks.
And I said, well,
where's their mothers? Why didn't they make sure they were wearing raincoats?
they're trying to give me a Book of Mormon, and I said, oh, and I said, I read it years ago, and right now I'm reading A Course in Miracles. It's about all I can handle. And he said, well, let me just give you a few pages then. And I said, well, you're not going to rip pages out of that. He said, no, but he said, I woke up this morning and I opened this up and I just felt like
Which have you looked yet?
So I have.
Like game where you take a random book off a shelf and a random page and see what and then put your finger on it and see what it says. So this is kind of fun that somebody literally handed it to you, and I knew I needed to give it to somebody.
Said read 5
of the Book of Mormon. What's that?
The Book of Mormon.
And talk about a good example of being open to somebody is different than you.
And I said you just go out there and just spread your light all over the city.
You can tell that you are passionate and you love what you're doing.
Okay, here it is. Chapter 5. Let's see, it's going to be Jacob quotes Zenos relative to the allegory of the tame and wild olive trees. They are a likeness of Israel and the Gentiles. The scattering and the gathering of Israel are prefigured. Allusions are made to the Nephites and Lamanites and all the house of Israel. The Gentiles will be grafted into Israel.
Do you have any idea what that means?
No, eventually the vineyard will be buried. Okay.
I guess I didn't expect the Book of Mormon to talk about Israelites and Gentiles, and I didn't know some of those other words.
Here's the chapter. Behold, my brethren, do ye not remember to have read the words of the prophet Zenos, which he spake unto the house of Israel, saying, Hearken, O ye house of Israel, and hear the words of me, the prophet of the Lord. For behold, thus saith the Lord, I will liken thee, O house of Israel, like unto a tame olive tree, which a man took and nourished in his vineyard, and it grew and waxed old, and began to decay. And it came to pass that the master of the vineyard went forth, and he saw his olive tree, and had begun to decay, and he said, I will prune it, and dig it about, and nourish it, and perhaps it may shoot forth young and tender branches and perish not. And it came to pass that he pruned it and digged it about and nourished it according to his word. And it came to pass that after many days it began to put forth somewhat a little young and tender branches, but behold, the main top thereof began to perish. And it came to pass that the master of the vineyard saw it, and he said unto his servants, It grieveth me that I should lose this tree. Wherefore go and pluck the branches from the wild olive tree, and bring them hither to me, and we will pluck off those main branches which are beginning to wither away, and we will cast them into the fire that they may be burned. And behold, saith the Lord of the vineyard, I take away many of these young and tender branches, and I will graft them whithersoever I will. And it mattereth not that if it so be that the root of this tree will perish, I may preserve the fruit thereof unto myself. Wherefore I will take these young and tender branches, and I will graft them whithersoever I will. Take thou the branches of the wild olive tree, and graft them in the, I wonder which I am. Am I the
You're
wild?
the olive tree.
Am I the wild olive tree, or the one that's perishing?
You're the one that's dying. Dude, how could it be any more obvious?
Okay. Graft them in the stead thereof, and these which I have plucked off I will cast into the fire and burn them, and they may not cumber the ground of my vineyard. And it came to pass that the servant of the Lord of the vineyard did according to the word of the Lord of the vineyard, and grafted the branches of the wild olive tree. And the Lord of the vineyard caused that it should be digged about and pruned and nourished, saying unto his servant, It grieveth me that I should lose this tree. Wherefore, that perhaps I might preserve the roots thereof, that they perish not, that I might preserve them, and unto myself I have done this thing. Wherefore go thy way, watch the tree, and nourish it according to my words.
Talk about another fucking example of way too many fucking words.
I'm telling you.
Great damn story, but is this in the Bible? Like for some reason?
No,
Okay.
this is the Book of Mormon.
I know, but like I am so illiterate in both that to me it sounds like the Bible.
Well,
and it sounds like a story that could have come from the Bible. But yeah, I get it. But oh my God, that young man! Did you get his name?
No, I didn't.
Well, he was an angel, obviously. He woke up thinking of you.
Obviously.
And we get our messages from anywhere. The idea, like definitely just fucking repeating himself. Like talk about the world we live in where everybody just wants to say a billion fucking words when what you could say is like probably of like, hey, this can be brought back to life with thoughtful, like intentional care and feeding. I'm wild, babe. Bringing take a break.
Everything has been happening with me.
Okay, cool.
Including you, but also the new pain that I've got here and here.
Okay, good.
And
Recorded it.
And he said my pulses are stronger than they've ever been.
Oh my God. Fuck yes. Double 10 high five.
And
Than ever. Like even thinking of your last bout. Holy shit. And you went into remission for a long time. Wow. Okay. Awesome. What else? Anything else?
And then he gave me points for my kidneys.
Oh,
because I said, I'm not sure. The last thing before I got up and did the table, I said, I'm not sure, but I might be fighting something off. I sort of feel like I might be fighting something off. So he gave me kidney points.
Good. Ooh, when we get your vitamin C, we should get some umcka. Have you ever had umcka?
Never have.
Fucking amazing. Or oscilliococium, something. They're homeopathic, and they both work. So, I really hope we remember that.
Yeah, but we won't be able to get it at Mount Talbot.
Oh, Mount Talbot only has fake shit. Prescriptions.
Well, they have some vitamin C.
Okay.
But I doubt if they'll have any homeopathic.
It's worth making a short stop to get it, because it's one of those things that you need to take at earliest signs that you can of illness that you can. And every time I've been able to take either of those at those earlier signs, and sometimes it's been later in the first day, so it's not like, it is, even if I did get a little bit sick, I know it was nowhere near as bad as it otherwise would have been. But if you dose up on vitamin C, vitamin D, and these homeopathics, one of them, I bet it'll help a ton.
Well, I take OnGuard.
I don't know what that is.
That's essential oil. But my naturopath slash acupuncturist was my PCP for a few years, and so he did a lot of education with me. And one of the things that he would, vitamin C is like one of his favorite fucking things, and he's like, take as much as you can possibly take when you feel something coming. Right.
And also, it's like, you can't overdose on vitamin D. And there was so much research done about vitamin D and vitamin C during COVID, and I read a lot of doctors' papers about it, and so both of them are extremely beneficial when you're coming down with something. And vitamin C will make you shit if you take a lot, but you can't really OD very easily, and you can't really OD on vitamin D. But both are very beneficial immune system boosters. That's my road.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, fuck's the sake. Okay, we gotta get. She's like, oh my god. I can't understand how anybody can stand this. You need to both, babe. I had to advocate for myself at the coffee shop, and it went okay. But I sat down at the bar where I work. It's like looking out the window, and everything's like, electricity, everything. There was a bright fucking light right over my head. Totally worthless, doesn't need to be had, fucking light at all. So I go over and I'm like, is there some way to turn this off? Because it's killing me, and I'm gonna be here another 45 minutes. And so he just unscrewed it. He had a little bit of a sourpuss face on about it, but he did it. It was easy. And then he's the one that I talked to later about my thesis, who was like, can I read your thesis? I heard that you wrote it about this area, because I had told the coffee guy. And I was like, I would love to let you read my thesis, but I can't find it. But thanks for the inspiration. I will do better trying to find it. So we chatted a little bit about the history of the area and stuff, and he obviously was interested.
You wrote the thesis?
I did, yeah. In my history thesis was about the Fulton. It was called Fulton, the John's Landing area. The history of it. Yeah, it was fun. There's quite a few different ways to Aiyana's, and so sometimes it's hard for me because I almost just need to take the same way every time. Become a little less like confusing.